Call it post-race recovery, call it post-marathon blues. To me, it's all the same. You're asking yourself questions like, what's next? How quickly should I go after that next big goal? How long do I take off? What do I do with all this free time? The point is, you might need to recover mentally as much as physically. So of course, we're going to talk more about this in this video, but it is 5:30 in the morning and I've got 25 kilometers to do today. So we're going to get some breakfast down. Just got a cinnamon raisin bagel here. Going to throw down some coffee. Then we're going to get out and get on that run. All right, let's go. And also, these are not just limited to marathon runners. Loads of people out there spent lots of time focusing on their Mount Everest, their big goals, and that could be a 5K, 10K, half marathon, whatever it is. You've pushed yourself to achieve something special, and these tips can definitely apply to you. All right, so it is pretty windy out here, so we're going to test the quality of this mic. But tip number one is celebrate those accomplishments. You've just done something that so many people in the world will never do, whether it's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, or even an ultra. Celebrate that. Reminisce with friends. Go out, have a good time. Enjoy the fact that you've accomplished your goal. Sit in that, at least for a while. Celebrate what you've just done. All right, so apologize for the angle. I had to jump back in the car. It is just too cold out there for me this morning to not be out running, moving around in these shorts. Eastern Canada in the fall is cold. So anyways, celebrate those wins. Last weekend, now a little bit of a confession if you've been watching my channel. If you haven't, consider subscribing. But last weekend, I ran a 10K race with my daughter. Earlier on in the year, I was actually training throughout the summer to run a marathon, but I decided that where she was running the 10K, I wanted to run that with her. And I'm glad I made that decision because it was so much fun. I get so much more, it's so much more rewarding for me to go out and run a 10K race with her than any marathon PR that I'm ever going to get. So celebrate those wins, celebrate with the people you love, celebrate with the people that are important to you. It's always going to be a win. So we're going to get ready, get out on this run, and then we'll talk about tips 2 through 8. I think I have 8. We'll know by the end of the video. All right, let's get out there. All right, so it is still insanely windy outside, and this is going to drive people batty. I paused my Garmin to come in the car and say this, have a little sip of Gatorade. So, but anyways, reflection is tip number 2. Write about your struggle, write about your journey, write about all those struggles and breakthroughs and the lessons learned. This reflection helps remind you of the grit and the determination that brought you to this point and can be a powerful tool in overcoming post-race blues. And if you're like me and you don't like writing, try filming it. Get your thoughts out on film. All right, that's tip number 2. I better get back to this run. We're about 10 kilometers in, about 15 left to do. Now I know this morning's 25 kilometers, it was really just an easy-ish 25 kilometers. It's not a race. But tip number 3, after you do finish that big race, is rest and recover. You've just went through months and months of intense training and your body needs time to heal. It's normal to feel restless, but allow yourself time to recover, both physically and mentally. Do activities like yoga, stretching, or even indulge in a massage. I don't have time or the money for a massage this afternoon, so at least we've got Hydrogun. I had to come outside because kids getting a little wild and crazy in there. I'll probably join them in a bit. But tip number 4, now I know you hear a lot about people just immediately kind of jumping on signing up for another race, but I don't know if there's actually anything wrong with that. So tip number 4 is actually to start some new goals. It can be small, it can be a manageable goal. It's like signing up for fun run or focusing on strength training. Having a fresh target gives you something to work towards, reigniting that sense of purpose. Tip number 4. All right, so this wasn't planned, this part of the video, this part of the day. It is Thanksgiving weekend here in Canada. It's Sunday. Got a family supper to go to, and then I'll be back with the rest of the tips. I ended up having to come into work at the gym for a couple hours. That's life. That's life. I'll see you a little bit later at the house, and we'll get through the rest of those tips. Welcome back. It is the next morning, and yesterday afternoon I realized that sometimes I'm a bit of a yes guy, and that came out. I was playing Nerf guns with my son. I think I probably put a little bit of that in this video, and my alarm went off to let me know that I was taking a short shift, a 4-hour shift on Thanksgiving weekend, Thanksgiving Sunday here in Canada, to go cover a shift for somebody who wanted it off. And that happens to me quite a bit. I'm a teacher during the day, work at the gym sometimes as well, and yesterday was one of those days. So I got a little bit interrupted on this video, but we're back now. And number 5 has to do with that playing with my son. And originally it was keeping or reconnecting with those hobbies that you might have lost because you've been doing so much training. But it's not just keeping or reconnecting with hobbies, it's keeping or reconnecting with all of those things. For me, it's spending time with my family. I get so wrapped up in marathon training. You put so many hours and effort into it. You put so much mental focus into it. Sometimes those other things that are just as important to you, those other things that actually might be the reason why you're running in the first place. I know I talk on my channel a lot about it being the reason why, are things like being with your family, being there for them, being able to play those games with them. So reconnect with those hobbies, reconnect with those things that may have slipped a little bit over the months and months of marathon training. That's tip number 5. Now, if you are a long-time subscriber to my channel, you've probably seen this coffee mug before. It's a Star Wars mug. Had it forever. I think my kids probably bought it for me, but it says crush the resistance. And whenever I get into a new training block, it's the mug I'm reaching for more often than most. I don't know why. It's a mental thing, crush the resistance. But this morning, what we're gonna do in the gym is we're gonna start off with an easy run. Yesterday was long run day. I have been training. Even though this is the start of a training block, I did 25 kilometers yesterday. Didn't really sleep that well. I've got some extra time this morning because it is a vacation day. It is Thanksgiving weekend. So we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna hop on the treadmill. We're just gonna do at least an easy 5. If I'm feeling good, I'm gonna keep rolling on. But if I'm not, we're gonna leave it there. And then probably gonna do an arms workout. That way, the rest of my body gets the chance to recover from that long run. I wanna take advantage of the day off, but I don't wanna tax my body out too much at the start of this training block with some big lifting session. So that's the plan for this morning. Gonna get this bagel down, gonna get this coffee down, probably gonna get some pre-workout down and head to the gym. Okay. That was a really good gym session for a Monday morning after doing a long run on Sunday. And one of the things that I do when I'm at the gym, and some people are going to say that this is just really, really distracting and I shouldn't do this, but I do it anyways. And that's when I'm in between sets. Sometimes I'm looking at notes of videos I want to work on or I'm currently working on. And when I got looking at what I've filmed so far for this, I really narrowed it down to six tips, not 8. We're going down to 6, and this is the final tip, and that's embrace the highs and lows of that post-race experience. It's normal to feel a bit deflated after such a big achievement, so don't be too hard on yourself. Talk about it with other runners and friends who understand. Sometimes acknowledging that post-race blues as part of the process can help ease the transition. That big race was just one chapter in your running journey. You've achieved something amazing, and now it's time to find new ways to stay motivated, whether through fresh goals, rest and recovery. How do you rekindle that love for running? So what are some of your post-race recovery tips? Share them in the comments down below. Subscribe to this channel if you are not currently subscribed. My name is Matt, and this has been What Matters to Matt, and ultimately, what matters to me most is my family. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.